record this. So welcome to round two, night two of our kind of diamond surge style training. Tonight we're going to bring you kind of similar things that we did yesterday, new topics, new leaders. So you're going to hear some different opinions, different styles, and way people, I think the coolest part about this and being able to offer so many different types of coaches is that we all have different coaching styles. We do have a certain vibe, I feel like, between us all, but everybody chooses to run their businesses differently. And that's what allows you to be you and genuine in your business and make those connections and build the business that is the vibe that you want to attract. So I'm going to get things started right away. And hopefully we can be under in time tonight. We'll see. If we have time, we're going to open it up for Q&A. So stay tuned for that if you have some questions. If you have questions along the way, know that you can post them in this thread, and we're going to try to answer them as different leaders are on and sharing. So welcome to night two. Okay, without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. My topic tonight is the importance of getting your actual working coaches that you do have started right. And what I feel like is so important with this, and I want to start by sharing a stat, and I don't want it to discourage you, okay? I want it to instead encourage you, because I know that it can go one of two ways. But the reality is that 1 in about 8 coaches that sign up and say they're going to work the business will actually work their business in a way that like moves their business forward, that grows their team. They do the daily activities and they get things done and things move forward. That's just the reality of it. So the reason I tell you that is to encourage you, not to discourage you. It basically is to tell you that if you have 3 coaches and you're thinking, why am I feeling like I'm in this alone right now? Why are they not doing anything? It's not that you're doing anything wrong necessarily. It's just the statistics of it all, okay? So I want to go ahead and tell you that this is why I always encourage that you need to be inviting and you need to be recruiting, okay? Those are 2 things that you just have to be doing, because at the end of the day, you're going to find the ones who tell you they want to work their business and they don't, and then you're going to find the ones who say they're going to do it and they actually do it, and those are the ones that you want to find. So just imagine with that stat how important it is to take the ones that you do know are working the business and that want to run with you in the business and get them going right and get them going right away, right? So I'm here to just basically tell you what I do. I know that there's going to be different people doing things differently, and that is definitely okay. So you may have an upline that runs things a little bit differently, but I'm here to tell you what I do in my business. And if this is something that feels good for you, then do that. So the first thing that I do when I get my coaches started is welcome them. It's the easiest thing that you could possibly do. You get a cute little graphic, and if you're not great at graphics, that's okay. You can find templates and you can just start to pop in their pictures as they're added to the team. And you would add them into your team pages. If you don't have a team page right now, add them to your uplines page, right? At this stage, if you're in this training to be going diamond, you probably don't have a team page. You're probably working with your uplines page that's been established, and that's what we want you to do. We don't want you to leave the nest too soon. We want you to stay in that area that makes it easier for you and allows you to be seen as a leader within that team before you try to leave that nest, if that makes sense. So welcome them on my social media, as simple as that sounds. Don't be afraid to also welcome them on your social media accounts. I know a lot of people, when they rank advance or they have a new coach, they only want to welcome them in those group pages. And I'm going to encourage you to do it outside of those areas where everyone else is watching. Because what happens is they see other people joining and they think, okay, that's been on my mind, it's been on my heart, and I see that these people are doing it as well. Maybe it's not so scary, or maybe she doesn't really bite, and it's okay that I can reach out to her and talk to her about this opportunity. So that's something that's super easy to do, and then I always do that. Send a welcome email. And there's a welcome email in our files in BeatNik. I can double check that it's updated. If not, I can get all that information in there for you. But within that email, it just gives them the next steps. It tells them different group page links. I attach an About Me form so that I can get to know them a little bit better, know where their goals are. Are they an all-in coach? Are they a discount coach? Like, what is their reason for signing up? It gives them a new coach checklist to run through and the entire new coach training ebook. Okay, if you don't have that saved to your computer and you're not sending that to all your new coaches, that needs to be something that you definitely do, because it's the easiest thing to send them. That's going to give them all the tools that they need to know everything right out of the gate. So I do that. What I do then is I throw it in their court a little bit. Okay, I'm handing you all these tools. I'm going to ask you to get through the training, and then I want you to message me on whatever your platform is for your business, whether it's email, social media, whatever. I tell them to message me over on Facebook. That's where I tend to answer my business messages. And once they get through the training, they let me know. At that point, we set up a new coach call, okay? If this feels like a lot for you, don't do it one-on-one. If you're someone who's recruiting, 5 coaches a month or 2 or 3 coaches a month, put them all together in one call at the end of the month and get them on together. They're all going to have similar questions. They're all going to bounce ideas off of each other. And the reality is they're probably going to get to know each other better that way. And they'll see who's signing up at the same time as them, and they can kind of stick with that group, and maybe they'll form a bond of some sort with those newer coaches. We also have the every other week BeatNik new coach call. That's every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. So if you are not someone who can invest the time in the one-on-one new coach call, you have that available within BeatNik. Leaders do that every other Wednesday, so don't forget about that. And then we talk in those calls. A lot of people say, well, what do you even talk about? If you haven't caught one of the Wednesday night new coach calls, I'm going to encourage you to hop on one and just see what the new coach or what the veterans are talking about with their new coaches. But it's simple, really. It's all the basics. It's rank. I tell them first goals. Here's your first rank goal. Success Club, what does it mean? Because you're going to hear it all the time and you're going to get, incentives for that. We talk about challenge groups because I truly feel like it is the backbone of your business. I feel like it is where you grab great challengers, get great results, and find really good coaches. And then social media consistency. I immediately talk about the importance of aesthetics on social media, being consistent and showing up there, and the importance of inviting on those platforms right away. And then recently, I'll kind of try to wrap it up. I want to tell you one thing recently that I've been doing that I feel like has been really helpful is I have started to choose a few people who are telling me they want to work their business and showing me that they're working their business, because telling me and doing it are 2 different things sometimes. And so I see them doing the things that could get them to Emerald, Diamond, hitting Success Club consistently. And I choose a couple of those people to work in a little pod. And I get them in a small group thread. And I've been doing this with a couple of my leaders. Every month I choose a different person to kind of work with. And we grab a couple of our newer coaches that we feel like have a lot of potential, and we put them in this little pod, and we have conversations throughout the week, answering their questions, battling their thorns, which seem to be some of their weaknesses, celebrating their strengths, talking about all of those things that we feel like they're doing really great, giving them those shout outs in those small group settings, and then meeting with them on Zooms where we can kind of answer questions and do little power hours together and stuff like that. And it's been really, really helpful to have those, and you build the relationships. As your team grows, it's harder to connect with everybody when you're in this 100-person Zoom. So it's nice to have those smaller group settings. But I will end with this on my portion. At the end of the day, you can do all the things listed, but you cannot run someone else's business. You cannot want this for them more than they want it for themselves, as much as you really want to. So I'm going to tell you what you've probably heard a million times, but run with the willing, you guys. And if you don't have any that are willing, find new runners and bless and release the other ones, because it'll drive you crazy trying to drag people who are not in this business to work the way that you work, and that will drive you nuts. So find the ones who are ready and all in with you and go with those. And that is all I have to say about that.
All right, I think I'm up next. Hey guys, thanks for joining us on night 2. Literally 5 minutes ago, I had like all these notes, and then I started scratching everything out and changed everything I was going to say. So that's where we're going with that. And I just want to say for the next 10 minutes, I really just want to make you feel really uncomfortable. So how's that for an opener? Okay. I want to talk big with you guys. I don't want to talk small things like hitting emerald, things like hitting diamond. Those are things that you're going to do in the business, and those are decisions that you're going to make and you're going to do. I want to go further because I know that you guys got on this call because you want this. You wouldn't get on this, like we have our team call every Monday night. Cool. You got on this extra team call this week because I'm assuming that you want to go big in this and that you want this to work. So I want to talk to those that want financial freedom. I want to talk to those that want the full-time income, that want to, in 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years from now, be able to say you've earned $1 million accumulatively with Beachbody. You're an elite coach, you're 5-star, 10-star, 15-star. You need this. I want to talk to the people that so badly needed this, like I so badly needed this. This was my way out. This was my way to have purpose in my life and to make an income that I could be proud of. And I think that so many times coaches are afraid to say that their why is income. And I want to just tell you guys right now that that's okay. It's okay if that's what your why is. We all want to help people. When coaches tell me my why is I want to help people, that's our job. Okay. We're all here to help people. We help people every single day. That is not my why, because if my why was me wanting to help people, I would post on Instagram every single day and not be a coach, because I would just do it for free then and not get paid for it. I could do that. Anybody could go and help somebody right now on social media and inspire other people. You signed up to coach and you are making an income with coaching. Okay. So it's okay to want that income. It's okay that you want, big things that with this to come to fruition. So, just wanted to get that out there. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is taking ownership with your business from the very beginning. If you have 1 coach, 2 coaches, you're taking ownership to realize that this is a business that you're going to work, and the pace at what you do it is your choice. That's cool. You can go as slow as you want, as fast as you want. Nobody's going to breathe down your neck and tell you to do it any faster or any slower. But you are making the choice that this is a business and you're going to treat it like that. If you are a teacher, say you're a teacher, and you get up every day and you go to work and you show up for your students and you don't miss a day, unless you were sick or something like that, of course. If you didn't show up, what would happen? You'd get fired. You would literally get fired because you didn't show up. So I want you to start having that mindset with your business as well. If you didn't show up, then you would get fired. So would you fire yourself? I want you guys to gut check and think about the past week, the past month, however long you've been a coach. I don't care if you've been a coach for 5 years. What have you done the last 5 years? Gut check yourself. Would you fire yourself? I've gut checked myself sometimes to be like, honestly, I don't even deserve to be a coach right now because I literally just disappeared for a week. Okay. You have to stay consistent and show up every single day. I think so often people get on here at these calls and are like, tonight is the night. Nikki's going to tell me the secret sauce of this business. She's going to tell me exactly the one thing that nobody else will tell me. And I'm going to be a successful coach tomorrow. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you that there is no secret sauce. It's literally the people that are successful in this business are showing up every single day and they're consistent. Raise your hand if you have ever got really good results with a Beachbody program. I hope I would see everybody's hands. And you know why you got those good results? Because you showed up and you were consistent and you worked hard. It's the same thing with our business. We show up, we work hard, and we're consistent. It's the same exact thing we do with our workout programs. So having that sense of self-evaluation, because Carl Deichler isn't going to call you up on the phone. Nikki's not going to call you up on the phone. Your upline's not going to call you on the phone and say, hey, girl, you sucked last month. You didn't do jack diddly squat. Okay. You have to tell yourself that. You have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what did I do last month? What could I improve on? What worked for me? Okay, cool. Let's keep doing that. What didn't work for me? Let's tweak that and change that. What are my weaknesses? Which coach can I find in the team that has the opposite of me? What is their strength that is my weakness? Let's mastermind. Let's make this better. I can be a better coach. You have to self-evaluate and tell yourself those things. All right. And then number two is a little bit of, if you're kind of new-ish, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, and in the beginning, and also having that sense of communication with those that love you and are around you the most. I think that that's a mistake that coaches make when they first get started, and they're making maybe those first initial goals, those big goals to diamond or whatever it is, where you're hustling and you're working hard, but the ones that love you the most don't really understand yet, and that's okay, but you need to tell them why. And that just goes right back to taking ownership of your business and explaining to them what you're doing, why you're doing it, why you're spending the time on it, why it's important to you, and what your goals are for the future because of it. So back in the day when my husband, who at the time we weren't married, on a Monday night when he would ask me to go out to dinner or do something, and I had to say, hey, I have my team call tonight. Monday nights are our team calls. It's important to me to get on there. And back then, like at the very beginning, he probably rolled his eyes at me and didn't understand at first, but I had that open communication. And then guess what? I just had to prove myself, I just had to like work hard and prove myself as a coach to be like, look, this is a business. And now 5.5 years later, when I say, hey, can you put the baby to bed because I have a team call tonight? He's like, yep, because he gets it. He knows this is my job, this is my business, and this is important. Short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, you guys, just means don't be afraid of the hustle and don't be afraid of the hard work. Like I can guarantee there was coaches that didn't get on the call last night because they thought The Bachelor was more important than getting on here and working their business. I watched The Bachelor too, but I record it, okay? I knew last night that I needed to get on the call because it was important. I wasn't speaking or anything, but I knew that it was important to show up for my business and for my coaches and for my team. So, in the beginning, you might have to sacrifice some things. You might have to shuffle around your schedule to make things work for you. And don't be afraid of that hard work. I think any successful coach in the business that would sit in front of you and say, it was easy peasy. I worked 15 minutes a day and I became an elite coach and I earned 6 figures. Like that is not true. Okay. That's not true. Don't be afraid of putting in hard work to get to those bigger goals. You want to get to. And something that really stuck out with me last night as I was talking with Alyssa, my coach that spoke last night, is she said in a text to us in a small group, she said she's using that tracker right now to track her business so very closely. She's absolutely killing it. She's on the verge of getting Success Club 50 this month. And she said she's actually working less right now than she was before because she's using that tracker and she's working more efficiently. And I was like, how cool is that? Like people that are saying they're hustling and working too much right now and are all over the place, it's probably because you're just literally such in squirrel mode and not focusing on what's really important to get to where you need to be. I just thought that was awesome. Like she's working less right now, but her numbers are higher. She's working less than she ever has before, but her numbers are higher. Like let that sink in because she's using that tracker. I just wanted to share that. And then also you guys, number 3 is just pushing through when times are hard. I had a coach on my team this week or last week sometime tell me that one of their coaches wanted to quit because she was being told no. And I was like, guys, I got told no 3 times from the time I walked from the freaking upstairs of my house by the time I got to this basement to speak on this call. I was probably in my inbox. I haven't looked yet. I was probably told no 3 times. You have to stop being afraid of no. People are gonna tell you no. And if you're afraid of that, get over it because people are gonna tell you no. And I get told no all the time. And that never holds me back from keeping and pushing forward and keeping going with those big goals that I have in my business. There are times where it's going to be hard. And there's going to be times where you have things that you're going through in your life. And I asked some of the diamond coaches on our team last night, hey guys, because Lynn mentioned last night, like her grandfather had, she had his service, but she was still going to be starting her new challenge group. And, it was hard and it was uncomfortable, but she had to keep pushing. So I just wanted to share a couple things that these coaches shared with me that they just kept pushing through with their business. Lindsay, crippling postpartum anxiety attacks, 7-month deployment with 3 kids alone. Alyssa, when her grandmother died, she leaned into coaching and kept pushing through it. Chelsea, her son being diagnosed with autism. Bethany had a terrible illness that left her bedridden for almost an entire summer, continued to hit Success Club 5 at least every month. Leanne coped with depression after the loss of a loved one. Sue going through the hardship of having to send her husband away to rehab. I'm just going to scroll through these fast now. the loss of a friend, parents with alcoholism, fired from my job, fertility. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And then let's talk about people that are not even on our team, sister coaches. Jillian Kaplan, I don't know if you guys follow her. She was literally hit by a car, was told that she might not ever walk again. And then she hit elite that year. Okay. Ali Dar, she lost her baby at 20 weeks. She was 20 weeks pregnant and she lost her baby. And she leaned into coaching and she leaned into this community and she kept growing her business through all of that. Jen Heckel on our team and Katie Ersta, a big coach in the network, cancer. Like, what is your excuse? Like, seriously, what is your excuse? When I look at those people, I'm like, what's the hardest thing I've gone through? Pregnancy? Like, yeah, like, let's talk about showing up every day and working out and getting bigger. That sucks. Okay. But like that, if that's the hardest thing I ever have to go through, like, look at these people that have gone through hard things and keep freaking going every single day and lean into this and make it freaking work. There is no person that has success in this business that is more worthy than you. Why would Nikki be more worthy of you than success? She was just a teacher that wanted to lose weight and wanted to spend more time with her babies. Like, why would I be more worthy of success than you? I got kicked out of freaking college, like kicked out. I went into cosmetology and sucked at it, okay? Like, I'm not worthy of any more success. Why would Melanie Mitro, the 4-time top coach who was the most basic vanilla girl next door from Mars, Pennsylvania, why is she more deserving of success than you? She's not, okay? The only difference is the successful coaches have said to themselves, I'm worthy of this. I'm worthy of this. And I'm giving myself permission to say, I'm not going to fail and I'm going to do this. That is literally the only difference. That's all I got. Thank you. Next.
Oh my God, mic drop. That requires like me coming off of mute.
Hey guys. Wow. One, I feel like I can't follow that at all. Like, I need to get some energized immediately to follow that, but I'm going to set my timer because I'm kind of a rambler. And my topic tonight is the benefits of becoming a diamond coach. And I created a list. Look at me. I always feel like I need like a gold star when I'm organized. So I just want to stop and say really quickly that these things I'm about to say are the things that turn your why into your reality. So just like you set a goal for your business or what your business is going to achieve in your life, it's great to have goals. We all need those, but you can't just say, I'm going to retire my husband or I'm going to stay home with my babies. Like, you need a backup from that why to like how that's actually going to happen, because it's really cool to dream, but without that, these action steps, it's just a dream. So first thing I want to talk about is income. When we're talking about the benefits of diamond, the number one thing that people focus on, like Katie said, is income. This is our job, especially the higher that you grow in your business, the bigger rank you achieve. Obviously your income is going to grow with that. And so here are the outlines of what you will actually see happen when you move from emerald or ruby to diamond. So first and foremost, your cycle bonuses increase to $18 a cycle. So if you're emerald right now, you're making 14. If you're ruby right now, you're making 16. So every cycle goes to $18 per cycle, which is awesome. It only sounds like $4, but when you think about how many times you can cycle, that number can be huge, which brings me to point number 2. Your number of cycle bonuses that you can have each week increases. So a lot of people don't know this, but if you're an emerald coach, your cycle bonus income maxes out at $250 a week. As a diamond coach, your cycle bonus income maxes out at $2,000 a week. So if you're an emerald coach and you're over that $250 a week, your cycles are just gone. You're just losing that income from that. So hitting diamond is going to ensure that you are not maxing out your cycle bonuses and just like leaving money on the table. Matching bonuses, you're going to earn 10% of your coach's cycle bonuses. So, if you're a coach, this is just a number because my math is like, oh, so basic. If your coach earns $10 in a cycle bonus, you are going to receive $1 from that. So obviously $10 are like $1, but obviously, as some of you guys know, and you've seen your own cycle bonuses increase, you can imagine what that's like to have a growing downline. Coach Connection Leads. This is basically like the free lead program that some of you guys are getting with Success Club points, or with, customers who are getting on the Beachbody website and ordering without a coach. It's that, but for coaching. So I know you guys all know how hard we work to recruit coaches, and how there's sort of that feeling like a lot of people can work for Success Club, but then they're like, oh, wait, coaching is different. It's a bigger commitment. It's more. So having a lead program for that is huge, because these are people who have sought out the coaching opportunity on their own, and you get to be their coach. So that's such a huge benefit. The next topic is recognition. How am I doing? I'm at 3 minutes. Okay. Recognition. So first and foremost, when you hit Diamond, you're going to get company recognition. I know that sounds like, oh, whatever, but do you know that like the number 2 thing complained about after freedom of schedule is lack of recognition in people's workplaces? So Beachbody recognizes you for hitting all of your ranks, but Diamond is the first time, so basic again, you get clothing. I know that's crazy to say, but like, you guys, when I got my Diamond shirt, I was stoked. And it came in the wrong size. And I was like, oh my God, no, you need to fix this immediately. So it was like 3 weeks until I could wear it. It was awful. But anyway, so you get recognized by Beachbody. You get your same certificate. For those of you who are Emerald or Ruby, you get that awesome thing. I have all of mine framed along my walls, and you get your shirt. And the cool thing about it is, sure, it's great to have a shirt. Like, everyone loves clothes, but it's so much more than just a shirt. Like, these are all moments for sharing. Like, you get to unbox your new recognition and talk about all the things I'm saying. Like, oh, I felt, super useless at my old job, and no one thought I was great at anything. And here I am opening my new shirt. Don't say it like that. Come up with something more creative. That was very bad. Don't use those words. The next thing is you're going to get recognition from your coach and in our team. So Nikki mentioned this earlier, but being seen as a leader in our big team page is so key to your own personal coaches seeing you as a leader. So when you are hitting Diamond, your coach is going to share that adorable little banner, and it's going to go on their page. It's going to go in a team page. So your coaches are going to see it, and your potential future coaches are going to see it. And I know that not everyone knows what Diamond is, but they know it's a big deal. Like, I promise you that even though they don't know like the statistics of what Diamond means, anytime you're getting shouted out for something in a sea full of network marketers on social media, you're showing them, hey, this isn't just a side hustle. This isn't just like whatever. This is legit for me. Like, I treat this like a business, and I can help you treat it like a business too. And then obviously at Summit, you are going to get recognized. So there's, if you've never been to Summit, they usually line the walls with like giant banners, and it talks about everyone's rank. So your name will be on the Diamond page. Again, it's not just that it's so cool to see, but it's so cool to share. I can remember taking my like boomerang in front of my first Diamond Summit in Nashville. And I was like, you like how I just boomeranged myself? Talent. But I was doing that, and I was like, oh my God. And also like your lanyard at Summit, everything is just going to like shout Diamond. Again, not that exciting when you think about it just as one little thing. When you think about it in the grand scheme of like who you are now as a coach, like, you're a freaking Diamond coach. Okay, here we go. Oh no, it's getting bad. I'm off track. Number 3 point is like the exclusiveness of being Diamond. So first of all, can I please just say to you guys, when I hit Diamond, my absolute favorite thing that happened to me was that I got put in the BeatNik Diamond team page. It's like this top secret team page for everyone in BeatNik's downline who's Diamond. And it is like the greatest page in the entire world. You guys, like, we have obviously everything business, all kinds of things, but also just tons of things that people talk about, like fertility issues. I mean, we've seen people come in there struggling with like the loss of family members. Like, it is a community. It is so much more than just business, but it is actually great business as well. There are tons of leaders in that page, and it is like a constant, it goes from like constant learning to constant giggling. Like, it's either so much fun and support, or like, oh my gosh, I need to buckle down and like get my life together because like she's killing it right now. So team page for Diamonds, everything. Second thing, you get elite reports emailed to you monthly. So this tells you where you're ranking on the elite scale. And it doesn't mean anything to you unless you hit 2-star. But if your goals are to hit either 2-star in Premier or 5-star in Elite, which they all should be, it is going to show you like how you're measuring up to that. And it breaks down the points. It gives a lot of explanation about that. I'm not going to go too far in depth. There's tons of info on it if you want to Google it, but know that that's when your elite points start being tracked and you can monitor them. You get corporate mentorship and mastermind groups. So like when I first hit Diamond, I worked with someone from corporate. They did weekly mastermind Zooms. It was with a bunch of people who had just recently hit Diamond and were maybe pushing for Elite or Premier that year, or were, you know, pushing for 5-star, whatever. But it's just fun weekly Zooms where you get to connect with people outside of your team, because our team's awesome, but obviously we're all learning from the same group of people, right? And having other relationships with people who are doing things just differently, they just know different tricks, different things, is really, really helpful. You can even get success partners out of that. I had a success partner for a couple of years that I met in a mentorship group. And you get the Diamond Insider email, which comes like 2 days before the end of the month. So it's just like a little sneak peek of everything that's going on before it's announced. And you get the opportunity to share that with your teams, which brings me to my last point, which is leadership. Like I mentioned, tons and tons of learning goes on once you become a leader, if you will. So the thought that like being Diamond and being a leader is like the end stop is so far from the truth. Like you will grow immensely. Is that a word? It sounds like a word. I think it's a word. From Diamond and beyond, just because of the interactions and the opportunities that you'll have in the team pages, in the groups. You'll get to host things like this, get to speak. Nikki, you can sit with us. You'll get to speak on calls like this and, you know, lead groups. And also you'll get to volunteer like your information and your ideas. You'll get to like contribute to the flow of how our team actually functions. There's so many times that someone will pop into the Diamond page and say like, hey, what do you guys think about running a training for like blank? And it's like, that was their idea. And then like this was someone's idea right here. And it's so cool to be able to like contribute to that, like for the greater good of our entire team. I have one last thing. Oh, and Nikki, I think it was Nikki, maybe it was Nikki who said about team pages. Diamond, this isn't like an official rule or anything, but Diamond is typically when most coaches start their own team pages. And so that is like another perk, if you will, is like it feels like you finally have this core group of people who are working their business, because it's not that you just have coaches or discount coaches, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you have emeralds. And that means there are people who are like, have people. And so having that team is such a fun, yes, Chelsea, a team name. I remember I thought so long and hard about it, and you get to create your logo, and like you finally get to like have that position of, I'm learning top secret things from these pages and these Diamond Insider emails, and I'm like sharing it. Like I am transporting knowledge from person to person. It's so cool. Anyway, so that's my spiel, my ramble of benefits of Diamond. I hope that covers some, all, most of it. And I'm going to pass it on.
Good stuff. All right, who's going Diamond? That is a lot of goodness, right? You guys, Emerald is a decision, Diamond is a mindset. It is so attainable. It's just a stepping stone too. So you can do it. All right, so I am going to talk to you guys tonight about what a coach actually shares. So last night we heard from Joy. She talked about the importance of sharing you, your journey, and kind of all this goodness. So oftentimes we hear from successful coaches the importance of consistency. Katie touched on it. Obviously, to get to Diamond, you have to be consistent. And I want to paint a picture for you guys really quick as I go into kind of the tangibles that you can take away and actually do when we leave this call. And again, the beauty of this business is like my Instagram and what I do is completely different than so many other coaches that are doing well right now. So this is so not one size fits all. So I hope that you could, take at least a couple nuggets away from what I have to share and move your business forward. So imagine that you're downtown on, like Main Street. There's a ton of boutique shops and you're standing in the middle of the road and you're looking around. And so you're seeing all these different boutiques, their storefronts, their logos. You're seeing what they have in their storefront windows, their products, what's kind of shiny and what they're marketing and promoting. And you're like, okay, well, I like that one, so I'm going to go inside. So you go inside and you look around and you go to a rack and you're like, oh, I like this. You know, you start looking at the tags, and then you have the store clerk owner talk to you. And she's like, oh, how can I help you today? You know, and you're like, I really like your store. This is a really cute item. Blah, blah, blah. And you get into conversation, right? Well, this is so much like what we do with our business on social media and Instagram, right? So, you know, we're walking downtown, so that's Instagram, that's the platform. And then our storefronts, that's our Instagram profile. Our storefronts, that starts with our profile picture. And then your Instagram feed, what do your pictures look like? Is it attracting the people that you want to actually attract? Because as we know, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And then based on what you have in your Instagram feed, it makes people want to know more about you. So maybe they'll click on a picture and read a post, or click on your Instagram stories and get to know you more. That's kind of that product and the store clerk, right? So kind of look at it that way when it comes to what you want to share and how you want to attract people, because as we all believe in Beachbody, and we really do bleed Beachbody blue. Like, I am Chelsea Farmer. I am not a Beachbody billboard. So I want to attract people to me and what works for me. Let's see. What else? I also want you to think about, so those storefronts that, you know, you're standing in the middle of that road and you're looking around. What if those stores never changed what were in their storefronts, in those windows? So that's kind of like your Instagram feed. If you don't post in your Instagram feed and consistently show you and yourself, like, is it apparent who you are and what you look like? Are you just posting quotes all the time? Are you just posting photos of your kids? Are you just posting photos of you with groups of people? Like, it needs to be apparent who you are, right? Let's see, I'm kind of getting off track here. So yeah, just that's the importance of making sure that you're sharing and always continuing to keep things fresh and new, because that's what's attracting your people to come in and read your posts and then go to your Instagram stories and get to know you more. Because again, while yes, your end goal is to sign them up and get them going with Beachbody, like, you are what's going to attract them to that Beachbody, because Beachbody's, it fits into our life, you know? Let's see. So next thing, Nikki touched on attraction marketing last night, and that goes back to what you're sharing in your feed. Going back to the consistent part too, that doesn't mean that, you know, we have a certain number of followers or we have the perfect preset. I don't use a preset right now. I don't. I want to, but I don't, and that's okay. There's not an exact cadence of types of posts. Forget the numbers for a second, because this is truly about adding value and making sure you're leaving an impact on people, being aesthetically pleasing, right? Your pictures have to look decent, so that when people are in a specific situation or whatnot. So example, like my Instagram stories, I start every morning with a positive quote. So I want my followers and my people, if they need something positive, like, they can go to my stories and find a good quote. They will think of me when they need that. So as you approach sharing, or as I approach with my mindset, the goal of my account is to really help and inspire like-minded women to live a healthy and balanced life and strive for progress, not perfection. Ultimately get themselves back on their priority list for good and rid their chicken shit. And don't forget to clap for yourself while you're doing it. So if you go to my Instagram, you right away know what I'm about, what my mission is. I have filled out my bio. It's very clear. You can tell that I'm a mom, a wife. I recently shared that Nolan was just diagnosed with ASD. I have the chicken shit emoji in my bio. Like, you know what you're getting when you click on my account. So that's so important that, you know, you don't skip over those details. Next, so Non-negotiables for sharing in a day. So oftentimes people are like, I don't know what to share. And again, you don't want to get caught in the like being a Beachbody billboard or just sharing sweaty selfies or just sharing your workouts. But I do have non-negotiables that I share every day in my stories. And then I also try and find a good balance in my feed itself with these types of posts and shares. So anything workout related, as Katie said, like we should be committed to a workout program. We're health and fitness coaches. We have to lead by example, because guess what? If we're not showing up and showing that like, hey, we're active and we exercise, like that's weird. Next, products. Share some product some type of way. Maybe it's you posting I posted a picture of myself holding my Shakeology the other day. I didn't even say anything about my Shakeology, but it's in a picture in my feed. I've shown in my stories how to make it, that sort of thing. So share some type of product. It doesn't always have to be Shakeology. Meals, recipes, food related. So going back to the concept of always adding value, make sure that, you know, you're being helpful for people, but also that you're not being perfect either. Like it's okay to have a treat. So just showing real life. And then the last two things, obviously, coaching and how it makes you feel and how it's changed your life, and touching on the community aspect and, you know, sharing those photos when you're in a group at an event, that sort of thing. It's so important. And then lastly, what's so important is also showing real life. And again, going back to the fact that we are truly here to show how Beachbody fits into our life and helps us lead our best lives, right? Not how we fit into Beachbody. Let's see. How am I doing on time? So let's talk about the feed really quick. So again, while we all bleed Beachbody blue, I'm Chelsea Farmer. That is my brand. It's apparent who I am, what I look like. In my feed, you'll find fitness posts, and not just always a sweaty selfie. There'll be a sweaty selfie, Transformation Tuesday, whether it be a physical transformation, or, you know, sometimes I'll get a little bit deeper in my content. You'll also find lifestyle posts. So maybe it's me with my boys. Maybe it's my boys acting like tornadoes. I talk about how they're freaking toddler tornadoes and they climb on everything. And Nolan dumps out my Energize because he's obsessed with unscrewing things and dumping them out. My dog. So it just gives everyone a good example of like, hey, shit is crazy over here, but I still get things done. I have a smile on my face. I always try and find the positive in everything. And that's what it's all about. And then again, community and fun. So I was just at New Leader Conference. We took some really fun photos. I have a new profile pic that's me with a champagne flute. Lynn bought me a glass of champagne. So just things like that really, really speak fun. And like, God, like she's always having so much fun. She's always so happy. Like you want people to want that too, right? Like you want to be, attractive is not the right word. What word am I looking for? Desirable. You want people to sought after you, I guess. Okay, let's talk about Insta stories. 2 more minutes. Am I good? So like I said, I always start out my Insta stories with a quote every morning. If I'm going to work out first thing in the morning, I'm an early bird typically because I really believe in waking up before my boys. I always share my Energize. I share something from my workout. People don't want to see your entire workout. They probably don't even want to see moves from your workout every single day. So don't feel like you need to become this like master video editor and use Splice and do all this. Like I don't do any of that. I have a couple coaches in my downline that are phenomenal and I drool over that, but I'm like, that's not super important to me. And I'm getting, you know, people are attracted to my workouts from what I share. So share something somehow every day to show that you're showing up. My kids' craziness, that's a given. Work. So like Nikki said last night, share a screenshot of this training, your personal development, one-on-one coach calls, recognition, like Olivia was talking about. Share something about your food that day, water, humor if it applies. I am notorious for telling women to get them titties up, and I told a gal that yesterday, and she sent me the freaking funniest like reply. It was just this graphic, and like the tits were like this, and I freaking shared it in my in-stores. I'm like, oh my God, this made my day. And I used a poll and it was like, oh my God, my day made too. And oh my God, my tits look like that too. Like, so much participation, such a conversation starter. When I throw up polls, it's like, do you want to join my March group? No, I'm chicken shit, maybe next month. Like, once in a while I'll get some activity on that. But most often when I use polls that get a lot of traction, it's when it's non-related, you're adding humor, you're making people's day. And again, I don't force it. Like, I'm not a funny person, but like I have quirks to me that like people know me for saying that. And like, I like that. I'm proud of that. Let's see, I will share too if I'm struggling, but I always find the good in the situation. Last week, I had to take the entire week off from working out because I fucked up my shoulder and it was hard. And I shared that, but I shared goodness too. And today, like, I had a killer post because I rested, and that's a part of this process, you know, because again, this isn't about burnout. This is about leading your best life. Okay, so other things you can touch on, like TV shows are good conversation starters. Ian loves to cook, so showing how we meal prep and meal plan. Happy Meal, what else? Products. If I find products that I love, I share. I love Beauty Counter. So just again, going back to the aspect of always adding value to people and helping them and kind of instilling trust and not always just talking about health and fitness and Beachbody. All right, so a tip for you on Sunday, if you have a hard time posting in your actual feed, that's me. One, because I don't take the time to get great photos and I'm never happy with my photos. Plan out 5 post topics for the next 7 days. And if your hair is fixed, change your outfit a couple times. Use your self-timer. My husband is not an Instagram husband. And if I'm like, babe, can you take a picture? He's like, okay, you know, like, so be resourceful and get a couple things on stockpile for you. And then, yeah, that's that. So to close, don't overthink this. There's no secret sauce. Be yourself. And I know sometimes that's hard when people are like, just be yourself. Like, identify a couple things that really resonate with you that you want people to think of you when they're in that situation, right? Stop worrying about how many times you need to post per day, how many followers you have, and if you have the right preset. Focus on sharing your story, being authentic to who you are, sharing your life, the good, bad, and the ugly, and adding value, all while showing how Beachbody and coaching fits in your life and that this is truly a lifestyle and what we say is life-changing, and giddy up. I think I went a little bit over. Sarah.
Hey. Don't worry, I won't talk too long since I don't have a lot of time. But I am here to talk about Success Club. So, snooze fest. No, it's time to wake up, because the big deal is Success Club, because Success Club means that you are being consistent in your business. So what does that mean? Let's just break down, like, in the simplest terms of what Success Club is. Success Club 5 is what your points are trying to get, and Success Club 5 is how you get it. Selling challenge packs. Each challenge pack is 2 points. Therefore, you need to sell 3 in order to hit Success Club 5. So that's one half of it. And the other half of hitting Success Club is being an active coach. And the only way to be an active coach is to have at least 90 PV coming into your house, whether that's Shakeology or Performance Line or whatever that is. So being product of the product, and then doing your vital behaviors by inviting, showing up daily, being consistent, all of those things. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, ton of time talking about this, because all last night and then all today, all we've talked about is showing up, being consistent, doing your vital behaviors, inviting. So at the end of the day, there's no excuse to you not hitting Success Club. There's no excuse to you not hitting Success Club. The only excuse you had is if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's the only excuse you have. So kind of like what Katie said, you know, would you fire yourself? Let's just kind of go off that analogy. If you have a job or have ever had a job, I don't care if you're scooping ice cream, it's a job. You're probably meeting with your boss at least once a quarter, if not once a year, going over your
annual review, and are you meeting those expectations, or are you succeeding at what you're being expected to do in your job? And so as a Beachbody coach, the Success Club is put in place so that you know if you are at the very least meeting those expectations, or are you exceeding those expectations? So are you being the girl that just shows up to work, clocks in, clocks out? Or are you the girl that's going for it and saying like, no, I'm not just going to show up and get out. Like, I'm going to go all in and see how much I can get out of this. Does that make sense? So as someone who was so confused in the beginning of my coach journey, like you all, I didn't know this from that. I didn't even know who Shalene Johnson was. Okay. Like, let's just be honest. I didn't know anything. I was the girl that, like, if it was the 18th of the month and I was at Success Club 2, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to hit it this month. I've totally lost my month. Or, even Success Club, I mean, I'd be at Success Club 4 and I'm like, I'm not going to hit it. It's the 20th. Okay. No, you have until midnight of the last day of this month. So if you have not hit Success Club yet, the month of February is not over with. Okay. Invite tonight, invite right now while I'm talking to you. I won't know the difference. Get on your phone and start messaging people, because at the end of the day, if you're not hitting Success Club, that should not be happening in your business, right? So why is Success Club so important? Why is it important? Sure, you get free swag. Cool. Do we need tank tops? I guess. So you get free swag. That's cool. You get free leads, which is also cool. They don't have to give us free people. I mean, but they do. So hit Success Club and get free people. That's awesome. Second thing is, you do get a trip. You get a Success Club trip. I haven't been able to go on it. Last year I got it. I actually got it fully paid for, but I was pregnant and I couldn't go. So I didn't go, but this year I signed up for 2020, and you better believe I'm going this year. I don't care if I'm about to pop a baby out of me. I'm not pregnant, but I am going. So I will be there. So you get a trip, which is amazing. But at the end of the day, Success Club comes down to, are you showing up for your business, and are you doing what you need to do for that? Are you being a leader to your team? Because if you want your team to hit Success Club, you have to hit Success Club, okay? If I want my girls to see me as a leader and say yes, that's my girl, you better believe I'm going to put some big goals in place and not just be SC5. No, I'm going to be SC 10, 15, 20. I'm trying to get my numbers up there. I'm trying to be at the top of that list whenever it gets posted every month. That is me. I'm trying to get that. So with that being said, are you the girl that's just trying to meet your expectations, or are you trying to exceed your expectations? Speak a goal into place. Write it down. Don't be afraid to do that, because the only thing a goal does is help motivate you to push into that and to lean into that and to motivate you to get to that. It's not a place to scare you. Goals aren't meant to scare you. If I say I want to run a marathon, I'm not going to do it, guys. But if I'm going to run a marathon, it's a goal of mine to do that. So what am I going to do in order to hit that goal? I'm going to push myself to run more, to run harder, to run further, to strengthen myself, to strengthen my body, to do what I need to do in order to reach that goal someday, one day, whenever it hits. So for me, I am a non-negotiable hitting Success Club 5. That's a duh. That's a me clocking into work and I better hit that. That's a no excuse. I am hitting that. But for me, I'm not just going to settle at SC5. I'm going to settle at SC10, 15, 20, and continue to push myself towards that business. And when Katie was talking about her coach almost hitting SC50, of course, all of our mouths are like, what in the world? How does she do it? She works. She works. She's not just having people blow up her inbox you're amazing, tell me everything. That doesn't happen. Even the top coaches are sending out invites. It's reality. Even the top coaches are sending out invites, having conversations, providing places for their coaches, for their people that are watching them to say hey, what are you doing? So all Success Club comes down to is, what kind of girl are you? Are you meeting those expectations, or are you exceeding those expectations that are put on you? And what are you going to do as a coach in order to hit SC? You're going to show up. You're going to do your vital behaviors. You're going to invite. You're going to do personal development. You're going to plug into your challenge groups. You're going to listen to the national wake up call. Like, you're going to do your workouts. You're going to be that girl. And you can be that girl. So be that girl that doesn't just meet your expectations, but they exceed your expectations to prove to yourself that, yes, I am supposed to be here. Yes, I am supposed to be a Beachbody coach. Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this. So sit down, mom that told me I couldn't do this. Sit down, husband that told me I couldn't do this. Sit down, sister that's trying to be a B and tell me I can't do this. Sit down, because I am going to do this. And I'm going to hit SC every single month, and you can watch me do it. And then clap for me later when I actually do a great job at it. So with that being said, that's my SC rant. It's the most boring topic in the whole world, but I hope I gave it life.
Holy crap, y'all. The last 2 days have been insane, and I get the pleasure to follow up with all of these amazing women. So I'm just going to wrap things up for us. And the first thing I want to say to you guys is the only thing that keeps you from getting what you want is the story that you're telling yourself. So if you want something new, tell yourself a different story, and that will change your life. When I first started coaching, like Katie said, the worthiness piece. I had battled suicide. I had battled cutting myself, eating disorders. My best friend passed away on a boating accident that I was supposed to be on. So I had survivor's guilt, depression, anxiety. I did not know anybody when I started this business. Katie, Nikki, Erica, and Erica were like really good friends. And I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to put myself right in that mix with them. And I just jumped in. So there are so many reasons why we can hold ourselves back from doing this. I sat for 2 months behind my computer. I don't know these girls. What are they going to think of me? I can't invite anyone. You got to change your mindset. You have got to take all of this amazing information that we have all heard, and you have to apply it. The biggest thing that stands in all of our ways is ourself. It really is. Nikki could have come knocking on my door. Sean could have come in my office and cheerleaded for me, and I still would have sat in fear because I had to work on me. So I want you guys to take that and really, really understand it. If you're stuck, it's your mindset. If you're stuck, it's the story you're telling yourself. If you want a different outcome, tell yourself a different story. I swear to God, it works. You have to do the work, but you also have to say what you want, and not like manifestation stuff. That's not what I'm saying, but you have to go into this with guys, I blacked out on my first team call, but I 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and effing got on it. And I walked inside and Sean was like, what'd you say? I was like, no idea. And this was back when we were on conference calls. So on the phone, no one could even see my face. And so what I'm trying to say is you have to step outside of your comfort zone. If anyone on this team can do this, if anyone in Beachbody can do this, so can you. No one is any different. It's just the belief that they have in themselves and the belief that they put inside themselves, whether it's personal development. I don't like fake it till you make it. I like faith it till you make it, because you don't need to fake anything. You need to believe in your freaking self, and you need to go for it. You need to kick fear's ass to the curb, and you also need to make a list, you guys. What are you going to gain from this opportunity, and what are you going to lose? Your gain list is going to be 15 miles long. Your lose list, there shouldn't be anything on it. You're not going to lose anything by getting in shape, by helping other people, by working on your mindset, by growing in your marriage, by growing in everything. Like, this business opportunity literally gives you and all of us so much stuff. And if you're stuck in inviting, you've got to switch your mindset to look at this as a gift. This is a gift that you can keep on giving to other people. So instead of sitting in fear of hearing no, be Santa Claus, be Oprah, give this gift to people and be excited about it, because literally it has changed the course of my entire life. And if you hold that to yourselves, or if you're in fear about that, then you're doing others a disservice. Emerald is literally a choice. Diamond is a choice. Work with your coaches, work with the people in your downline. Really, you guys, one of the biggest things that I did was I stepped up as a leader in BeatNik before I even created my own team page. And I didn't care if what I shared, like if it got a like or not, or if I went live and no one watched. I didn't care because I was doing the action steps that I knew I needed to do to get me to where I was going. So my coaches could see me as a leader in Nikki's team page. Whether Katie, Erica, any of those people, whoever started, we all started at the same time, so I refer to them, took my advice or not, was not the point. It was the point of stepping up, putting my big girl pants on, going live, sharing in the team page, and just practicing what I preach, embodying what I wanted to become. I wanted to become a great leader. So I had to practice that. I had to stumble along the way. But if you don't put yourself in the trenches, if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you are not going to grow. You're not going to advance anywhere in this. You can take all of this information and process it and write it down and take notes. But if you don't step into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel Robbins it, you are not going to grow in this coaching business. I can tell you that right now. Sorry, I'm like going on and on and on, but I could go on and on and on about mindset, you guys, because you just have to believe in yourself. All of you guys could be diamond in such a short time, and I can't wait to celebrate each of you. Go back and watch these recordings and really implement what you're learning. And you guys, get to Summit. If you are on here and if you have not purchased your ticket for Summit, you need to do that right now. My first Summit, it was me and one of my friends, Shayna. We went to Vegas and knew nobody. I'm talking little baby coach, scared as shit. Scared as poop. And we went. Like, you have to do things in this business that are going to put you outside your comfort zone if you want to grow. And get to events, you guys. Just get out there, talk to people, be excited about what you're doing. Your energy is contagious. And if any of us, like Katie said, she listed off a ton of coaches that are going through stuff. If any of us can do this, y'all can as well. And then the last thing I want to touch on is don't let stuff that happens in this business drive you off course. I had something happen at my diamond retreat that literally rocked me. And it's easy to let the no's, it's easy to let the people who leave throw you off course. I've had 6 or 7 diamonds drop since I've been coaching. I've had diamonds quit. Things are gonna happen in this business. It's just like any business, you know, it's just like anything in life, parenting, relationships. It's like we want this to be such a smooth, easy sailing thing, like everything's gonna be positive, go lucky. That's not the reality, but the reality is you can choose a positive outlook and a positive way to handle the things that do happen to you on this journey. And I guarantee you guys, everything that you do go through in this coaching journey, one of your coaches is going to go through. So use things as a learning experience and learn from that so you can teach your team what to do when things like that happen. So don't put the responsibility or the blame or anything on anyone else for your journey not succeeding. You got to dig deep. We all believe in you. I need belief right now from people on my team, and I've been doing this for 5.5 years. You know, we all go through struggles. We all go through things, but at the end of the day, this is one of the most powerful, amazing opportunities, jobs, gifts that any of us could be given. The fact that we get to grow ourselves, the fact that we get to help other people, and the fact that we have a team like this, you guys, you don't understand. When we first started, we didn't have trainings like this. A lot of teams don't have what we have. We have so many amazing coaches on our team. We have so many amazing trainings. You guys are in the best hands. You can reach out to any of us at any point in time and know that you're supported, that you're helped, that you're going to grow and learn from any of us. And the last thing I want to share is sometimes I pick cards out of these decks. It's not like a woo-woo thing. It's just sometimes it gives me a little bit of like, I don't know, encouragement. And I literally picked one when someone was talking tonight, and it says, do the work. I cannot make this up. It's not enough to dream and pray about things, you guys. You've also got to take the action steps, whether that is one foot in front of the other. You got to do it. Make a list of the top 3 things that scare you in this business and do them. If it's going live in BeatNik, I want to see you tomorrow going live in there. If it's inviting that one person that you is on your dream team, but you're scared to talk to that person, I want to see the screenshot of you inviting her, because I believe in each and every one of you. And I could get emotional right now, but this journey, from everything that I've been through in my life, I just know how positive and how amazing it is. And I just want you guys to know that I believe in you. I can't wait to celebrate you. And thank you to all the leaders who contributed in this. And if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. All right. I hope that wrapped everything up okay. I don't know if Nikki's still on or if we're done.
I'm here. Yes. First of all, I'm hype about my own business. Like, we're in this little separate thread, like all the leaders just over here, like, oh, okay, so let's go. But I wanted to just quickly, I know we ran over a little bit on time. If anybody has questions, maybe we can spend 5 minutes just answering some quick questions for you guys. I'll go ahead